What's up, micro pigs? Tommy Post here. Been a little while since I've done any videos, but today actually has a real purpose, and I'm going to take you guys along on what had to change. Well, I am the first to say that it's okay to use ATV winches on these little guys. I don't know about the 4 doors much, but the 2-door, it works fine. I had a pair of 4,500 pound winches, one in the front, one in the back, both eBay units. And well, let me just take you through what's happened here. Well, for starters, the front is no longer 4,500 pounds. It's not that I was dissatisfied with the 4,500 pounder that was out here. It's just that I figured I would just go a little bigger. Bigger, you know, it's not bigger so much that it weighs a ton, but it does have another 1,500 pounds in capacity. I cannot attest for whether this thing is going to be good or not. This is a Viper Elite SE 6000. This is the highest line that they have. Of course, they all probably come from China. But 6,000 pounds, it costs more than all the others, and I always say you get what you pay for, but there's just really no way to know if this thing's going to be awesome or not until I go out there and stick it. What started this whole thing really was a rear winch failure. And that's why I bring you guys along today, is because I want you to know what not to do. Okay, look at this guy right here. This is what I had on the back of my ride. Had a different 4,500 pounder on the front of my ride. They both had exactly the same specs, same horsepower motor, same description on the planetary gearing. Just really on paper, they should have been about the same, but they weren't. This thing's a Class A piece of crap. If you guys see this one and you want to try a 4,500 pounder, don't spend $145 on this piece of crap. Here's number one. If you look inside the drum right here, this little thing is what holds the line to the drum. It's just a little set screw on a tab that is pinched onto your rope. That thing will break. It doesn't matter if you've got the 5 or 6 coils like they say. It still has to have some holding power on the drum, because it does put pressure on the end of the line. It'll actually spin a little bit on the drum. Even though it's pinching and choking, this thing's a piece of crap. It broke twice, and once you rethread it and screw it back on, at some point you're going to probably not have enough hole left there, and you'll have to pick another spot in your drum. Drill and tap it and attach that line again. A traditional drum has a hole that goes right in here with a little grub screw that'll pinch the line. In other words, the synthetic rope will not have this metal thing pressed on the end of it. It'll be just a plastic dipped or melted or whatever winch line that you stick inside the hole, tighten up the grub screw, and then start to spin it till you get 4 or 5 wraps, and then you're good to go. This one is unique in all its own, so avoid anything you see in a description that has this kind of line mount. But it was more than that. This thing was a weak piece of trash too. And I learned that when I was trying to do a reverse pull here recently. Now listen, I cannot brag enough about the other 4,500 pound eBay winch. Junk. I took the one from the front, up there, and I brought it back here. This was $189. So it was like $40 different because I went cheap. This thing is badass. You can read it upside down, I'm sure. It's an Extreme 4500 XD. Got the smaller drum on it, so it only holds about 45 to 50 feet of winch line. Sometimes you have to actually trim a foot or two off what comes with it, otherwise you're just rubbing on the struts that go across here. But It's about a 50-pound or a 50-foot capacity right here on this drum. But this thing is tough as nails. I mean, you can even tell from the sound of it. I mean, I'm not going to tell you just how bad the other one sounded. The one that I had back here in the first place, from the day I got it, always sounded really gritty. It's like, like you're sticking forks and knives in your garbage disposal. And weak as hell. But just listen to the quality of this thing. I mean, it even sounds quality. Now, the only complaint I have, and of course I've got nothing to back this up, is my brand new winch, the 6,000 pounder that really is more expensive than all of them. This thing was listed on eBay, I think, for about $420, and then it had a make me an offer kind of deal. I went back and forth a little bit, but I bought it for $350. Good, bad, I don't know. A lot more, yes. But I'm praying that the 6,000 pound capacity, that the difference was worth what I spent. I would hate to get out there on a fantastic pull where I really need it and have this thing be a piece of crap. But since I've got you guys here, I'll go ahead and just let you hear this one. It sounds a little bit gritty. Maybe that's normal for a bigger winch. But nevertheless, this is the one I have. This is what I'm going to use. So, just sharing my experience. Don't do the same thing I did. Don't buy that piece of crap that was on the back. And put something on your ride. Y'all have a great day. Hit that trail. Make sure you join me on Micropig Off-Road Club Facebook. Pretty much any micro four-wheel drive machine is welcome there, although most of our group is based on the first-gen Kia Sportage. But join us there. That way we can see pictures of your rides and join a group of a bunch of really good guys that are quite knowledgeable. Signing out, Tommy Post. Happy off-roading.